What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to show you guys the basics on 1. How to rig up a stick bait, 2. The only colors you really need, and 3. When and how to work this lure. So hang tight, stay tuned, and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, let's get right into this video. This is based on my own personal use of this lure and my experience on my ability to catch bass with this infamous Senko stick bait. So there's only 2 ways to rig this lure. There's the wacky rig, using this tool here and these this kit that comes with the O-rings that that you can use to rig up your wacky rig setup. And then there's also, a Texas rig, a weedless I would prefer, and the 2 kind of hooks you will want to use is either a round bend, because you see it has the round bend to the hook, and your EWG hooks. These are I believe size 4 or 5/0 hooks. And then coming down to your choices of color, I apologize that you can't really see the color that well, but this is a black and blue. This color right here is best in dark stinging water, murky water. A black and blue or black and red is your best choice, hands down. And murky water, where you have a visual of like maybe a foot depth of water. So you're black and blue, black and red. It will also work in stained water too. Going to your clear water, you want a natural color, a watermelon green, watermelon red flake, watermelon black flakes will be your best in clear water and stained water. So those are all the colors you really need if you want to catch bass with this lure right here. So this is a 5-inch. With 5-inch you would catch more of the smaller fish, the dinks to 2 pounds, 3 pounds. I'm not saying that you won't catch a big one every once in a while, but if you want to catch if you just want to target the big bass, the big mamas, you want this 7-inch. This is 7-inch. This is a 5-inch. So this is the lure you will want, the size you will want if you want to target just the big bass. So, and this is in watermelon red with black flakes. I hope you guys can see that. So that's a 7-inch worm. Okay, so that's the colors. So now I'm going to show you guys on how to rig up a wacky rig. So this is a tool that you can buy from Bass Pro Shop, and basically it looks like this. It comes with these O-rings, and you can buy extra set of O-rings, just in case you use it all. So what you want to do is you want to take your Senko, right? So you want to insert the Senko into this tube, because it's hollow right here. So you want to insert the Senko, and you want to find the midway point like that. So once you find that, and once you think that that's the midpoint of the Senko, you want to go ahead and slide your O-ring down this tube. And what it's going to do, it's going to come off this tube and cinch it right in the middle of your bait. And if it doesn't, if it's not in the middle, you can, you know, slowly move it towards the middle like that. So you can either put one O-ring or you can do two. I'll show you guys with one for right now. So that's how that's how it looks when you're rigging up your wacky rig. Now you need your hook. I use the Finesse wide gap hook, and this is in a 2-aught size right there. So what I do is I take the hook and I want to insert the hook right underneath the O-ring like that. And the reason for the O-ring is that it saves your lure. You know, some people want to just you know, go ahead and just insert the hook like so right through the bay of the hook like that, and that will work too, you know. But like this, you know, some people would just want to insert the hook just like so, just like that, and just like that, and that will work too. But that destroys your lure. You know, you can only cast so much before it, you know, the hook rips off. So I prefer using the O-ring like that, and that's all to it. This is all to, you know, rigging a Senko. And you sometimes, you know, if you don't like the way your hook is, you know, turned out this way, like I say, you can go ahead and put 2 O-rings on there. I'm gonna put 2 O-rings on here, and then what you want to do is you want to cross. You want to cross. You want to cross the O-rings. So let me try it. See how that tears into the bait. But anyways, this bait is pretty much ruined right now, but it's okay. This is, you know, for the purpose so that you guys can learn how to rig up your bait like this with 2 O-rings. See if it'll focus. You know, you cross 2 O-rings and then you stick the hook right in between like that, and that's gonna allow the hook to come out this way. And I think the reason why you know, people like to use this way too, because when a bass comes and eat it, boom, there you have it right there on the top of its mouth. So I think my O-rings is a bit smaller for this bait. That's why it's cutting into this bait. But this is how you rig up a wacky rig, just like that. So, and what's unique about this lure is that this lure is the only bait I know, soft plastic bait I know, that you don't have to do anything. This lure, and this is the best, Gary Yamamoto is the best stick bait brand that you ever need. Compared to all the other brands, I believe that this brand right here is the best Senko stick bait you can buy for your money. I think it's more pricier. It used to be like $4.99 for a pack of 10 or something, but now it's probably like $7-8 for a pack of 10. But the reason why I say why Gary Yamamoto, I'm not sponsored by it, but I just want to be honest, excuse me, is that these lure, when it enters the water and you let it sink, what it does, these ends, they wiggle. These ends will wiggle like like this. It will wiggle like, you know, like so, down. It will wiggle. This, both end will wiggle like this, and it'll just flutter down, wiggling like this, exactly like this. And that's all you have to do when you use this lure. You cast it out, you know, to, you know, tulies or, you know, a wee line. Those are the best options. I would fish this lure. This is my opinion. Wee lines or tulies. And what you do is you just cast it out, you know, hit your target and just let it sit. Let the bait do all the work. And when you think that it's, you know, it's to the bottom, all you have to do on a whacker rig like this, once you let it sit, once you let it sink, all you do is just pop that rod tip back up and let it sink. And it'll just wiggle like this, back down. Pop, and just let it sink. And that lure will just move, wiggle its way down, and bass cannot resist that. I will use this setup right here, not around, you know, structures. You know, if you're careful, you can use this. You know, if you know the depth, you know how close to cast to an object, you know, without getting it hanged up, because this is not weedless. This point is shown all the time, and if you throw it into thick cover, you will get hung up, snagged all the time. But this is the number one way I would rig up my my stick bait. So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to use the same lure. The second way you want to use this is a weedless rig setup. So I'm going to use the EGW hook, EWG hook. I prefer that hook. I just feel like it's more hefty, and you know, if you're a heavy setter like I do, you know, it doesn't, you know, bend the hook. So what I like, so how you rig this bait is down this lure, there's always a line on either side. So what I want to do with this hook, I want to insert the tip of the hook and go in about a quarter of the way, and you want to follow that line. So you want to go in, out, like that, and then you want to measure your hook and the length of the bait. If that's, you know, you want this bait to be as straight as possible. So I would mark it right here. I would come up and then go straight down and pull up like that. And you can tell that is perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. So that's a weedless Texas rig way on how you can rig the Senko lure. And then you can just take the point of the hook and you kind of just insert that into the body like that, so that it's covered, so the point is covered, and that becomes weedless. And this is the second best way to rig this Senko here. Same thing. I will cast this lure 2 leaves. Now that it's weedless, you can cast it more to, you know, structures and stuff like that where you might get hung up. But because it's weedless, you can kind of slowly just work that lure up over around the structure. So I would just cast it out, like I said, and let it sink. You don't have to do anything, just let it sink and let the lure work itself, and it would just slowly wiggle down to the bottom. And bass just cannot seem to resist that motion. And they love this bait. You know, this is the best stick bait on the market, Senko, you know. And you just, you know, anybody can catch fish with this lure. And the best time to use this lure, let me turn the camera around. The best time to use this lure will probably be in the springtime during the spawn. You know, you have, you know, big bass in the shallows making beds. If you're on a boat, you want to find a big open flat where, you know, bass are gonna be, you know, spawning. So you want to cast out. You know, you want to stay 10, you know, 15 yards away from the bank. Cast out towards the bank. And just let the lure do all the work. Let it sink to the bottom. You know, slowly drag it, you know, or you pull up and let it sink back down to the bottom. Sooner or later, it's gonna land on a bed, and you know, shoot, you're gonna catch yourself a big mama. You know, if we were all great sight fishermen, which I'm not, you know, I would, you know, sight fish, but I'm not. So that's how, you know, amateurs like myself, you know, that's how I will work this bait. And like I said, there's a lot of different ways. You know, people have their own opinion on the types of colors, setup, rigs, you know, whatever. But this is my opinion, and I hope you guys learned something. You know, talking about colors, there's a lot of varieties, but when it comes down to it, you know, it comes down to those two basic colors, the two basic rigs, you know, and it produces. So this lure, the Senko, catches fish, and I hope you guys go out, catch yourself a lot of bass, and hopefully a personal bass. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you. Bye.